Back talking playoff softball with head coach of the Lady Cougars, Wendy Spratt. Columbia College Cougars, the 2 seed in the AMC Conference, shared the championship with Williams Baptist. Does it take anything off of a little bit? I mean, obviously you want to win it outright, but you're still co-champions.
You know, I think had we been in the lead and then they caught up, it would have been kind of sour. But since we were the ones hoping, we were hoping for the tie, so I think that puts a little bit of different spin on it.
And again, a little thank you card over to Harris Stowe for knocking them out in one of those doubleheader games there to get you to the even 13-3 record. So you get the 2 seed, Hannibal LaGrange, a team you just played here a couple weeks ago, beat them 7-1 and 4-1. Get them again here at the softball complex on Friday. And the way the conference tournament works is doubleheaders. You first to win 2, basically, correct?
Best 2 out of 3 series.
Best 2 out of 3, yeah.
Doubleheader on the first day, and the if game on the next day, if needed.
If needed. And then obviously the higher seed just keeps hosting and winning out, and hopefully then again you would play on Tuesday.
Right.
And if it is back down to you guys, Williams Baptist and Columbia, you'd have to make the wonderful bus trip to to Arkansas, which I guess is the bummer of the tie there. But what is the mindset right now of the girls in practice and getting set for the conference tournament?
You know, they're very focused. They're working hard. They've got a lot to juggle right now. End of school, finals next week. They're having to rearrange their finals for playing schedule next week. So a lot going on in their lives right now. Some of them are wrapping up their careers and graduating. And
I know there was probably a lot of mixed emotions, obviously, with the rain out on Monday for the senior day. Probably a lot of gearing up for it, unfortunately, with the forecast. So you could almost see that one coming pretty easy with it being a non-con game that you weren't going to schedule it. But you'll do that honor for the seniors on Friday. Talk a little bit about behind the scenes, at least with your staff and Columbia College in general, helping the girls with the education side, because they are students, obviously, and they got to get their finals taken care of. And at the same time, you're getting your playoffs going on. It's
right. For the most part, the professors at Columbia College are awesome, willing to work with and around our schedule. I think it is tough because it's Tuesday, Wednesday. It's right in the middle of finals week.
Right.
A lot of finals happen on those 2 days. Obviously, we hope we take care of business on Tuesday and definitely try to plan around that day and hope that we don't have to play on Wednesday so they can get those finals in.
Right, because that'd be a 2 on Wednesday. If you split on Tuesday, then you'd have to play that deciding game on Wednesday. With the ranking, with your team finishing in the top 25 where you're at, how does it work if you don't win out the conference? Is it then it's kind of a wait and see on whether you get an at-large bid? Take us through a little bit. I think a lot of people obviously hear of the at-large bidding with basketball and how that works and your selection Sundays and things of that nature. But how would it line up for your girls if you were to get beaten in the conference tournament?
Well, in past years, we've always had the ranking prior to the conference tournament. So in that case, we went up to 15. Williams Baptist dropped to 20. So we're close to where we could be and at large. But now this year, the whole NAI mandated that the final ranking is after postseason play. So I think whoever wins is going to be in that top 15. Whoever loses is going to be in the top 20, and that's not high enough.
Not high enough to grab one of those. There's just not enough spots.
Right.
National tournament is how many teams?
32.
32 teams down in Alabama?
Yes. Gulf Shores.
Gulf Shores, Alabama. Oh, that's a new location, isn't it?
Yes, it's been in Decatur for many years.
No, the switch is just a rotation.
They won the bid.
They got the bid, and they put it in. There you go. Let's look at too many steps ahead. Let's worry about Hannibal LaGrange on Friday, doubleheader. The game times are at what time?
2 and 4.
2 and 4 o'clock as usual. And then Saturday, which we don't want to play, but if it's needed.
If games 2 o'clock.
Okay, 2 o'clock. Outside of Southwell Complex at the softball complex. Valerie Teeter, I'm assuming going to be your starter in game number 1?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. Number 13 in the circle. Valerie, a big honor in the AMC conference. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about her and her season and really her career. She's down to her final few games, which is kind of bittersweet, I'm sure, for Coach Spratt and the Columbia Cougars. So we'll come back after this. It's the Cougar Coaches Show on Mediacom Channel 22.